Hi everybody, Lisa over at I Repair iDevices, and today my workbench I will be working on a Bose radio and 4-disc CD player. This unit came in having issues with the bottom assembly, the 3-disc player. The customer is stating that they are getting a disc error. So what I'm going to do is show you, he says that the drive number 1, it does play the CDs with no issues. So what I'm going to do is just show you each of the drives so we both see what's going on. Um, so yeah, so let's put a disc in the first drive here. Now I can't play the music too long. I don't want to get in trouble with copyright issues, so just going to let it play for a few seconds and then turn it off. All right. Unit plays, drive plays fine, so let me go ahead and eject it. Now what I'm going to do is put it in drive number 2. And what's going to happen is it's going to read the CD. It sounds like it's spinning inside. It's going to read it for a few seconds, and then it's going to display disk error and then eject the CD out of the drive. All right. I'm going to put it in drive 3. See what it's going to do the same thing. Read the disk, display the error message, and then eject. And it's going to repeat the same process on drive number 4. Now, when the customer did call me last week in regards to this unit, I gave him some basic troubleshooting ideas before he did bring it in, and one of them was, when was the last time he cleaned the drive out with a CD cleaning kit? And he says never, so I did suggest him to go ahead and do that, and he did it, and he says he's still getting the same message. So yeah, let's see what's going on here. So what I'm going to do is power the unit off and then disconnect it from the power assembly, or from the AC here. Now what I'm going to do is switch cameras here. We're going to go with the camera above. So there's 4 screws on the back here I have to remove. fourth screw is out. All the screws are out, and I have one on the back here. Alright. Now I should be able to just lift the lid off. Oh, I lied. One more screw. My bad. There's two on the back here. Okay, now you want to be careful removing the lid because there is a ribbon cable here in the front. So what I'm going to do is I like to mark the ribbon cable so I know the orientation when I go to put it back in. Need my black marker. Give me 1 second here. Need my marker. There we go. Pull it off and okay, lid is off. Now I still have it connected to the main assembly because what I normally do is I plug it in so when I am looking at the internals I can see what's going on. So we're going to plug it back in. Right now it's running through the initializing stage, so it's going to go through and read all the drives, so can't do anything for a few seconds here. Okay, so let's put a CD in drive number 2 and see what we can see what's going on. Right. It's spinning. I can see the CD spinning here. All right. Okay, after I removed the top casing here and I put in the CD, powered on the unit, and the CD was still just giving the same results from previous, was just spinning. I even tried to apply pressure on the drive mechanism here to see if that would solve the, try to see if that would maybe help get the drive to read, was it a misalignment, but that wasn't the case. But again, not sure. So what I need to do next is I need to remove the CD, the actual CD housing here, and I need to look at the drive mechanism. And what I need to do is I need to see if it's raising and lowering at the same time. Now, because I'm getting no disk error on all 3 drives, I'm gonna say that's possibly gonna not be the issue, just because of getting the same results. I could see if I was getting if it was playing in drive 2 but 3 and 4 weren't working, or 3 was working and 2 and 4 weren't working, then I could see it being an alignment issue. But because all 3 aren't working, again, I could be wrong, and that's why I need to take it out. I want to physically look at the mechanism, see if it goes up and down. Now, when I do raise it up and down, and if it all does look, if it all looks evenly and everything, my next step is I'm going to look at um, the motor itself that drives the laser in and out. I'm going to take a look at that, making sure that it is running smoothly along the little oh, I want to say the drive mechanism that drives it in and out. It's like a spiral screw, and I want to make sure that it's not being hung up or anything. And then I'm going to look at not look at, but I'm going to clean the laser itself, because sometimes it could be just a dirty laser. So that's where I'm at right now. So I need to first remove 4 screws from here and take out the drive from the bottom housing. So all right, it's 1, 2, 3, and last one. There we go, 4. Remove the ribbon cable here. You want to be careful, you don't want to rip it. Now this should just raise straight up. Put this bottom off to the side here. I don't need it for the time being. Okay. So as you could see from the view above, what I need to do is, I'm going to get my pointer here. I'm going to be looking at this drive, this, and then this worm gear. These are worm gears, and I'm going to be looking at each of the worm gears as I raise and lower the mechanism. And how I do that is I need to engage the clutch here, where my first finger is. I'm just going to push it down, and as I'm pushing it down, I'm just going to grab a hold of one of the gears here, and I'm going to, let me set you to give you a different camera view here. There we go. All right, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm looking for this. I'm going to watch it go up and down, and I want to make sure that this side, my left, the center, and then the right side are all matching up when it hits the top and bottom. So what I'm going to do is just hold this, and so right now I have it going all the way to the top. If you could see that on camera. All right, and it all looks evenly. All right, and what I'm going to do is just now lower it. I'm going to go down to the bottom. Now I'm watching each of the corners here. I want to make sure that they all end up hitting the same spot at the same time. Back it up a little bit. Turn this to the side. Alright, that side meets. The left and center meets. Now let's go to the top. The left and the center are hitting at the same time, and the center and the right side are hitting at the same time. Alright, now let me look at the top here. And when I'm looking at the top, I want to see if it's, kind of laying flush across the board there. So let's get a gear where I can hit. Let's see. Alright, it's going up. And as I'm lowering it below going down, it's all moving. It's all moving equally. So I don't see any alignment issues on this. So my next step, like I said, I'm going to be looking at, let's see, where are we at? All right, this is the bottom now. This is the laser, and these are the two screws that wind, and the laser runs across these, and I want to just manually move this and see how it moves. If it's getting stuck, or is it getting hung up at anywhere, or is it moving freely? And there's just a little gear down here. I don't need to engage anything, and I'm just moving it with my finger here back and forth, and I want to see how free it's moving, or is it getting hung up on anything. And as of right now, it's looking pretty good. Get you on the top camera there, and let's see if I can get a closer view. I don't know if you can tell, but it is moving. I'm going to move it forward. What we're looking at is this black piece here as it's moving forward. And then this center part is where the disc sits. So when you see it hit that, that means that it's to the end. So I'm not seeing any issues with this. It all looks clean inside. Nothing's, it's not getting hung up on anything. So my last step, what I would do is clean the actual laser itself, because it can get dirty. A piece of lint can get on there, a piece of debris, dust, and that will cause the error of no disc. So let me get the mechanism all the way in the back here so I can get my Q-tip in there, right? Get some cleaner on here. You want to clean this with alcohol. I won't be able to show you exactly where I'm going, but I gotta just slide in this area here, and I can see the laser, the lens, so I'm just gonna lightly clean it. You don't want to put any pressure on it, you don't want to damage it, so I'm just gonna lightly clean it. Swirl it around in there a bit. Take the dry end, kind of wipe away. And let's get some air in there. Alright, well, next is to put it back in the housing and see if this resolved the issue. So let's pop this back in. I don't need to worry about putting in the screws. Just plug in the cable here. All right, let's plug it in. All right, it's powering on. So what it's doing, it's running through its normal initializing all the drives. So I got to wait a few seconds here. Okay, so let's. Okay, so let's put in the CD. It's going to put it in drive number 2. It's pulling it in. It's spinning. Still spinning. Hey! Looks like we did it. Oh, don't want to play too much of it. Don't want to get in trouble for copyright. I'll turn it off. Well, that's drive number 2. Let's put this in 3 and 4. Let's see if 3 and 4 are working before I can actually say this is a successful repair. I think I powered it off. Let's get, let's see here. I think I just lost connection with it. No biggie. It's just because I don't have it plugged into this LCD. I can't see if what messages are possibly being displayed there. So just let it reset, and then it'll kick out the CD. There we go. Okay, we'll do drive number 2 again. Okay. All right, let's eject. Drive 2 works. Let's put it in drive 3. This is the real test. Is 3 and 4 working as well? Spinning. There we go. All right. That's drive 3. Now let's try the 4th one. There you go. It looks like all it was, it just needed the actual lens to be cleaned, cleared out for whatever. Like I said, there could have been dust and some dirt inside there, and even if it was just one little piece of lint, that would actually cause the sensor, the lens, not to work. So what I'm going to do real quick, because I want to let you see if there's any messages that if anything displays on the screen. So let me plug in the ribbon cable here, put the top back on. And then when I'm done here, I got to go in and I'm going to clean it all up inside. And I have to put the screws back into place, but I want you to see, and of course I want to see too, and just make sure that no messages are being displayed on the LCD screen. So put in the ribbon cable here. don't want to force it in there. You certainly don't want to rip these cables. So let's just, okay, let's just set the lid on top. All right, I need to, let's see. Set this guy over, slide him back. All right, I'm going to turn on the side camera here so you can see. All right, so let's go with disc 1 first, drive 1. Okay, drive 1 still works. All right, here comes the real test. Let's see what 2, 3, and 4 show. 2 shows reading disk. It's a good sign. All right. Let's see if 3 and 4 show the same thing. Okay. We're almost done. One last one. Let's stop and let's go to, let's just advance it a track. Let's just play. Let's try track 3. Okay. Oop, don't want to get in trouble for copyright. Let's eject. So yeah, so it looks like all the drives are working now, and on this unit, this particular situation, it was just a dirty lens. And I'm going to go back in and clean it out. I'm going to blow out. I'm even going to open up this guy, the top unit as well, just clean it out, blow it out with the can air. And I have to go back on the bottom unit and put in the 4 screws and then the bottom screws. And so yeah, so this was a successful repair. I do hope you learned something. And just a real, just a quick recap. The unit came in having issues with the bottom unit only, showing disk error on drives 2, 3, and 4. And what I did was first, just to troubleshooting wise, first I look at the drive mechanism. Is it raising and lowering evenly? And then the second thing I looked at was the lens mechanism itself that drives on the little screw wormholes, I'm going to call them, and just made sure that wasn't getting stuck in position or getting hung up on anything, and that moved forward and reverse with no problems at all. And then the third one was just cleaning the lens itself. So and I used some 100% alcohol. I didn't apply much pressure. You don't want to apply a lot of pressure because you can easily damage it and scratch it. So you got to make sure you're using the right Q-tip. Don't don't overwork it. And then I blew in some canned air just to kind of dry it real quick and everything. And then you saw the test here. So drives 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all working now. And so yeah, so this was a successful repair. Please like, share, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. And until next time, good night.